Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated.
Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. So today we are going to be going to Serious HP, Serious Horsepower Performance, and probably putting in the deposit, but we're going to talk to them and see and make sure we got everything that we need and just make sure we're happy with everything. But first thing I wanted to do real quick was remove these guys. So it did actually end up raining a whole bunch last night, I think. And sorry, it's kind of loud over here. I'm in like a business district. So some of them stayed, surprisingly, they stayed on the freeway at 70 miles an hour, which isn't bad. So there we go. So you can see there, this is the final look of it. It looks so subtle that you can barely actually tell that it's different than it was. But if you know what you're looking at, it looks like a big deal. Pretty happy with it. So anyway, I got about 40 minutes to drive to get there. They're in Houston, but Houston's a really big city, so it can take up to an hour and a half, sometimes even 2 hours if it's extreme, to get from one spot to another. So we're gonna head over there right now, and then we'll see how it goes. Okay, we are here. Serious HP. Looks like we got a couple nice cars out here. See where I can park. Look at that wang. Let's see what we got here. Check this guy out. That's a sweet wing race car. Got a vet on a big slick. Mustang. I had a Mustang like this. I miss it. It was nice. Fast, light. They got some crazy cars in here. Check that out. And a Viper.
He's gonna come home tomorrow. What's going on, man?
Hey.
How you doing?
Hi, David.
Hey, David. Oh, I talked to you earlier.
Yes, the Scatpack.
Gotcha.
So I'm here to just check it out and probably put the deposit down and everything. So just wanted to.
Let's go out to. I'll show you around to the shop.
Yeah.
Come on.
Sounds good.
Give me a call when you find some parts. Come on in.
Hellcat here. Oh.
Yeah. So that one we're doing a built engine on. Go through the engine over the stand, just put the pistons and rods in. And the crank, obviously.
Is that yours? Oh no, that's a Durango. Don't you have a SRT?
I have a Jeep.
Jeep, yeah.
Jeep. Yeah, but we do obviously a lot of Hemis. The majority of the business we do is Hemi. Tons of Hellcats, Chargers, Challengers, Magnums, pretty much anything with a Hemi. 5.7 from 04 and up.
Okay.
Obviously we do all late model domestic though, so see Corvettes, Mustangs, Vipers, Jeeps, F-150s, bunch of random stuff.
And you have a dyno in-house here?
Yeah, we do. We've got a Dynojet 248X. Definitely helps.
So you do all the tuning and everything here in-house? Awesome. What's the story with this thing? That thing looks crazy.
So it was built for SEMA. So at one point,
Yeah, it looks like a SEMA truck.
Yeah, it's way over the top for sure. It looks a lot cooler with the tracks on it. It actually has like tank tracks that go on it. Tracks. And it was just like kind of an over the top build. It's got a supercharger on it, and everything else. And the engine wise, the stock is like a supercharger, and it's just never run right. So the supercharger company gave us a supercharger, said, hey, put it on, gave us kind of like a generic tune to put on it, and then sent us a transmission control module. And we believe the transmission control module was locked up, and so we sent that off to have it refurbished, basically. Mustang next to it, kind of the same situation, also went to SEMA, and it just never ran right. We didn't build that one. It was built by about 4 other shops, at various times, and made it to us. And they said, "Hey, get it working, get it running." It's got a crazy stereo system. I don't know if you want to look in there, but it's.
Is this a Magnuson?
That's a
Whipple. Yeah, I knew you were telling me that the Whipple was a little bit better tuning wise, and there was certainly some advantages to the Whipple, but I like the Procharger. Something about the centrifugal, it just seems like this is my daily driver. Like I want to be able to have like no boost, not have it like light the tires up when I press the gas even lightly, and that was kind of like my, I just want something like more subtle.
Sure, and that's the good thing about the Procharger. It's you don't have all that bottom end torque. Like ridiculous
from a Roots,
Roots style twin screw Whipple. It's just instantaneous torque.
Yeah.
So the Prochargers are more fun to drive for sure. And there's only a tenth, maybe 2 tenths of a second difference between the two. If they're making the same power of the track, so it's very minimal. But as far as street driving, the Procharger is a better option. Yeah, it is definitely a good drop job. You can see. I actually had to go underneath a lot of pieces and stuff like that, fold it under. You can definitely tell the difference between a small garage wrap job and just a.
That's crazy.
An actual legitimate shop that actually wraps for a living. So that was an O2 Viper ACR that we did a twin turbo setup on it. Set up a set of Garrett twin turbos. Originally it was an RSI twin turbo kit. And we had to modify a lot of parts. Had the turbos rebuilt, and they were just they were constantly leaking oil.
Oh.
Yeah. So we put it's actually a company called Zona Rotor. That we put a set of their custom turbos on it, which they're similar to Garrett's.
Engine bay smaller than narrower.
Yeah, it's a very narrow engine bay compared to the length of the car.
I guess the V10 is a long motor.
Yes, very long. So, and right now we're doing an engine build on that one as well. So forged pistons and rods. And the crank is forged from the factory, and it's good for 1,500 horsepower.
Oh wow. So. We don't really like to look at my car. It's a stock Scatpack. You can take a look at it, but there's nothing really exceptional about it. But I got a lot of feedback from people with concerns that you need to do the pistons or else it's gonna blow up. Do a set of drop-in pistons. People have concerns about the transmission, which is only rated to 518 foot-pounds, I think.
It's whatever ZF rates it at.
Yeah.
Add 40% to that.
Oh, okay.
Safely. I mean, we've been doing these since they came out, especially the AA transmissions. And safely, our number is 650 to the roadway, and I'll be able to warranty that.
Okay, wow.
No problems. Any parts I could reinstall.
All right, perfect.
And we've found the limits on all this stuff.
Yeah, no. If you do enough of them, you know what breaks and what doesn't. But when you go on the internet, you hear a lot of people. You go to forums and you hear the horror stories. Like a lot of people that just don't post on forums, they don't post success. They just when it blows up, then they come to the forum and talk about it. So it's really hard to get a good gauge on what the reality is in terms of failures versus what the doom and gloom reality is.
And they might have had bad luck with the shop.
Yeah, true.
And a lot of it comes down to the combination of parts that you use. So obviously our Procharger kit isn't an off-the-shelf kit. It's not something you could call a Procharger and be like, hey, here's the part number for it. It's something they built specifically for us.
So how do you I know you put a booster pump in instead of, or do you upgrade the fuel system too?
So you have the option of either using the booster pump, or if you're going to go a little bit bigger power or the 85 later on, then we'll actually swap out the intake pump. So you have the option to do either one. So the intake pump's a $300 upgrade, and that includes the labor and everything we do it. Or we use the booster pump, which the booster pump, we use a Kenny Bell booster pump instead of a VMAX controller or anything else like that, because it gives the most consistent voltage to the pump. So the other ones just won't cut it.
Okay, so you have really good luck with booster pumps. The factory pump can handle the increased voltage and flow and everything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
Many years. Surprisingly, you think okay, well you're increasing it by 5 volts, over what it normally sits at. You would think that it would wear out fairly quick. Well, those pumps are made to last.
Oh yeah, yeah, the life of the car, which is a lot of miles. Yeah.
So far, I have not had a pump failure.
Okay.
in 8 years. I haven't had a pump failure because of the diesel pump.
Okay, wow, that's good to hear. Yeah, man, it's all Hellcats. There's no
Oh, we've got some
6.4s.
We've got a 5.7 here. That's originally an SXT actually with a 5.7 in it. Doing a little engine swap magic there. This one's a 6.1. We're putting together a new engine for it. So yeah, you were no 6.4s in the house today.
Yeah.
I will have one in here tomorrow. So, but we try to circulate cars as fast as we obviously can
Yeah.
for customers. We don't want to sit around too long.
Yeah, you're not making money if you're if you got a shop full of cars. And so this was
this lane is done.
that's a 5.7, right?
It is really a 5.7.
Cool.
Yeah, so his next step is to build the transmission, actually. So on the Jeep SRTs and the Durangos, the transmission is actually, obviously it's having to work way harder.
Yeah, it's doing all-wheel drive. Yeah, it's not just spinning the wheels.
And so they don't handle quite the power that you would in your Charger.
Yeah.
So this one's actually it's still a 5-speed. Yeah, it's still the 5-speed. So it can't handle quite as much.
Oh yeah, the
It's the NAG one or the 545 RE, whichever number you want to look at.
Okay, well I think I'm ready to write it up. Did you want to take a look at the car? Do you need need
let's
to?
go check it out.
Okay. 5,500 miles on it now.
500, nice.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Yeah. It's pretty new. I haven't done anything to it like engine wise. It's like 100% bone stock.
Good color. Very nice.
Yeah, I actually had a WRX right before this, and well, I gotta get the hood open. And prior to that, I had a Mustang 11 GT. Well, the GT is much quicker than the WRX. The WRX I liked, but it's it's kind of a low power car. Like I've had like a Z06, I had a 2JZ 240. I'm used to like big powerful cars, and I was trying to go with something subtle like tuner, like WRX, but it just didn't cut it. It's like I always would talk crap on my my channel that it's not quicker than like a V6 Camry or V6 Accord. Like those are a challenge for it, like especially on a roll. And that's kind of a low benchmark for performance.
Yes, absolutely.
So this is it, just all stock. It's even on the stock oil. I probably need an oil change, depending on how soon you can get it in. I'll maybe get it changed prior.
It usually takes us about 2 weeks to get the Procharger.
2 weeks?
Yeah. So, if you're pretty close. Do you daily drive it right now?
Yeah.
So I'd probably do the oil change.
Yeah, get it done before. Yeah, it's like at 10%. My house flooded in Harvey, so my garage is like a mess now. So normally I would do all that myself. So I have to have someone do it, which means I need additional time and like coordination and stuff, and I just haven't gotten around to it. So
for all of these, make sure you go somewhere that sells Mobil One oil. So I always recommend a Mobil One full synthetic.
Mobil One is good. Okay.
Yeah, that's going to be the number one choice. It used to always be on the cap here, but I guess they lost their sponsorship here.
Yeah, and I got this thing loaded. Like I have the radar and like the seats and all that crap on it. So
Fantastic.
Yo, I love it, man. I always rave about it. Like I turn it on absolutely everywhere. Like I turn it on the freeway in traffic. I turn it on like every time I can, and I turn it on, and it's you got to guard it every once in a while. You just got to pay attention to what's coming up. But it can even do like abrupt changes. The only bad thing about it is I'm sure from behind you look like a shit driver. Yeah, because it's hitting the brakes. It's hitting the brakes constantly.
I know. It took me a while to figure that out because I was like, man, what's that flashing?
Yeah.
I was like, is there a cop back there? And I was like, oh wait, that's the tail light.
Yeah, like if anytime like even when you need to slow down minorly, it hits the brakes. Like when it would be adequate to just lift off the throttle, it hits the brakes. So I'm sure it's hell on your brakes, but I mean stress, it's amazing. But all right, let's go write it up, and I'm all ready to go. Okay, we are now leaving the shop. I spoke with them for a while. I got a tour of the shop, and hopefully we'll see when I edit it. Hopefully it came out good on the camera. I know there was some other noise and stuff, so maybe you couldn't hear him about everything, but I feel pretty comfortable with it, with everything. I don't think the engine's gonna blow up. He actually will warranty the setup for 12 months, so pretty good. I mean, I'm really happy with it. So for the price, let me show you here. As you see, the get this to focus. Focus. Okay, so the package, as you know from the website, is $9,000. Then from there you have I'm getting a gauge pod, which is one of the I can show it, the gauge pods that goes right in this area. I didn't want to go with a pillar pod because it interferes with the airbag, and I don't know if you can see it well, but since I'm tall, the pillar is right where my head is, so I definitely want to have an airbag, because and I'm like above the point, so having a side impact airbag is important. I don't want to compromise safety to look cooler. That should be good, and that's $100. And then labor to install the gauges, $125, and then to unlock the PCM, $249.99, which is a pretty good price. It seems competitive. So the two gauges I'm going to get are both AEM, an AEM wideband and an AEM boost gauge. I didn't really need a wideband, but the pods come with two gauge pods, so I really, I needed a second gauge, and wideband seems like the best thing, because there's really no other parameters I need to monitor. So yeah, that's it. Put the deposit down, and let me just finish showing you the subtotal, $95.98, and $750 in tax, so that brings the grand total to $10,349, and that's of course without the gauges that I'm going to buy myself, which will be about $300, give or take, for a couple AEM gauges. So all in all, the whole thing will cost me about $10,600 for a completely installed Procharger. It's a bit more than if I were to do it myself. It would probably cost me, with tax and everything, close to $8,000 at a minimum. So I'm paying an extra couple grand. Well, that's without the gauges and all that. So it's costing me about $1,500 more than me doing it myself, which is good value considering they're going to tune it and everything. So I mean, tuning would cost $500 alone. So I'm pretty happy with it. So you guys let me know what you think. I'll try to get home and get this video posted tonight. It may or may not happen, but pretty happy with it. He's gonna order it right now and or tomorrow, and it should take 2 weeks to arrive. So in 2 weeks I'll drop off the car, then I'll be driving my Accord around for a week or so while they install it. The only thing I need to do before then is, and I'm gonna get a bunch of crap for this, everybody try not to beat me up too much, but my oil life is at 7%, and I got 5633 miles, so haven't changed the oil yet. I know I need to. I've just been slacking. Typically I change the oil myself, and since I don't have a garage right now, I obviously can't do that, and so I just haven't had a chance to get over to a shop or something to change the oil. So it just hasn't been changed. So 7% is probably, especially a motor that I'm about to put a blower on, isn't the best. Isn't the best. I mean, I should have changed it a couple thousand miles ago, but I didn't, and I don't think it's going to be a big deal. But that's definitely shame on me. So that's it for now. Take care, you guys. Let me know what you think of the price and just the thing in general. Definitely think Serious HP is a good company. I mean, the guy showed me everything. He showed me what they're working on. They work on mostly Hemis and Dodge stuff, so that's a good sign. I mean, they know what they're doing. They've done this exact setup on numerous cars. They do Hellcats. So they know Hemis. They know Dodge. They know basically what works and what doesn't, and that helps a lot, as opposed to going to a shop where this is their first one and they're just going to throw on the supercharger and that's it. They're giving a complete setup, and he said it should be somewhere around 650 to the wheels. Of course I want to, I asked them to make it a little bit more conservative, or as conservative as you can without being too much. So I'm just hoping for 620, 630, and you know, that's about it, which is plenty of power, a whole lot more than stock. So this car with 630 to the wheels, or 650 to the wheels, should be quite fast, quite fast. So we'll see how it goes, and I'll take it to the track. I think that's it. Peace.
Just a pilot in his cockpit seated. Black leather on his ass, keep a hustler heated. Weeded, engage in the pavement. Rubber escorts like I'm seeking arrangement. Push the gas, escalate the gauges, escalate hits on the cam girls' pages, blazes, and hit 'em with a script full of sexy phrases.